Okay, let's just dive right into this because, wow. Picture the scene, Istanbul. The night air is just crackling with that electricity you can literally practically taste. The floodlights are blazing down on Sportz Stadium, and we are looking at a monumental, absolute, history-defining night of European football. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're breaking down a story of sheer willpower, pure tactical genius, and the end of decades of heartbreak. Aston Villa are the Europa League champions.
3-0. I mean, think about that. This wasn't some scrappy win or a lucky bounce in extra time. It was a complete, dominant, just awe-inspiring cruise past SC Freiburg. 3-0 in a European final. The sheer magnitude of this performance, honestly, it cannot be overstated. From the opening whistle, Villa just grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck, and they never, ever let go.
So who were the heroes who actually etched their names into the silver? You've got Youri Tielemans and Emiliano Buendía closing out the first half with absolutely stellar strikes, putting Villa totally in the driver's seat. And then, bam! Just shortly after halftime, Morgan Rogers steps up and hammers home the final nail. The energy on that pitch was electric. It was a devastating trio that Freiburg simply had no answer for. And the sheer weight of what this means to the players, it's just immense. Just listen to Morgan Rogers' words on this. He said, "It is hard to put into words. We have worked so hard for this. It will go down in history." You can really feel the awe, the absolute exhaustion, and the profound gratitude in that statement. They knew they had this one massive hurdle left, and man, did they deliver. This isn't just a win, it's a legacy. And that feeling, it echoed right through the entire squad. Ollie Watkins captured that raw, unfiltered disbelief so beautifully. He said, "It feels amazing. To perform like that was unbelievable. It's what you dream of." They controlled the game. They punished their opponents. And standing there on that pitch, looking at that gleaming trophy, it is the literal realization of every childhood dream these players ever had. Now, here is an absolutely crucial point. This wasn't just about one night in Istanbul, right? To truly understand the light, you kind of have to understand the dark. Aston Villa fans have waited and waited and waited. 30 agonizing years. That's decades of near misses, of heartbreak, of watching other clubs list the silver while the rusted metal of their own trophy cabinet basically just sat untouched. To put this into perspective, we have to go all the way back to the 1995-96 Leagues Cup. That was the very last time this storied, incredibly historic club won a major trophy. Just think about that for a second. An entire generation of fans has grown up, lived their lives, and never once seen their beloved Aston Villa win a major piece of silverware. The sheer length and the suffering of that 3-decade wait, that is exactly what makes this moment so profoundly heavy. Because this timeline we're looking at is just staggering. In 2019, they were fighting in the English second tier. Then, by 2022, they were dangling dangerously, literally just one single place above Premier League relegation. And now, 2026, they're Europa League champions. It is this steep, rugged, almost impossibly difficult mountain climb from the absolute depths of despair right back to the peak of European royalty. The crescendo of this journey is simply phenomenal. And you know what makes this final even more poetic is the shared magic between the two clubs. SC Freiburg, their opponents, they were actually playing in the German second division just 10 years ago. So both of these teams know exactly what it's like to be stuck in the mud, fighting for their lives in the lower leagues. It's fascinating, right? It totally proves that with the right vision, clubs can absolutely rewrite their destinies. But you can't rewrite destiny without a master tactician. Enter the architect, Unai Emery. The transformation this guy has overseen since walking through the doors in 2022 is nothing short of a miracle. He took a team that was terrified of relegation, dragged them into the Champions League last season, and has now forged them into actual European conquerors. But for Emery, this is personal. Let's rewind to November 2019. He was fired by Arsenal, dismissed, let go, right after losing a Europa League final to Chelsea. It was a really painful, shattered glass kind of moment in his career. But look at this now. From that crushing low to brilliant diamonds in 2026, this is the ultimate redemption arc. He didn't just rebuild Aston Villa, he boldly reclaimed his own reputation. And in doing so, he reached a number that is just honestly hard to comprehend. 5 Europa League titles. He is literally completely rewriting the record books as we speak. It's a truly historic conquest. 3 times with Sevilla, once with Villarreal, and now a 5th time with Aston Villa.
The man is a true, undeniable serial winner. Across entirely different clubs, across different countries, he just possesses this unmatched, magical blueprint for conquering this specific tournament. It is sheer historic dominance.
He actually said, "I am always very grateful for Europe, but especially Europa League." You can just hear the deep, resonant respect he has for this competition. Ollie Watkins even mentioned how incredibly calm Emery was on the touchline today. He wasn't anxious at all. He was totally in his element. The Europa League is his home, and he respects it deeply by preparing his teams to play in the most serious, hyper-focused way possible. But hey, enough about the tactics and the history, because what happened right after the final whistle was just pure, unadulterated joy. The scenes inside Tupra Stadium were magnificent. It was a royal celebration in every sense of the word. Just this massive sea of claret and blue scarves and totally euphoric tears. And when I say royal, I mean that quite literally. Prince William, who is a lifelong die-hard Villa fan, traveled all the way to Istanbul for this. He was right there in the dressing room before the game, and when Captain John McGinn lifted that cup amid a huge explosion of confetti, the future King of England was standing right there with his phone out, snapping photos just like any other overjoyed fan on the planet.
I absolutely love this quote from John McGinn about the Prince. He said, "He is just a normal guy. It's great to have his support, and hopefully it continues. And tonight, he can have a couple of drinks with us and maybe get his credit card out at the end of the night." You just have to laugh at that, right? It perfectly captures the warm, grounded, just incredible camaraderie of this historic night. Just a group of guys and a royal celebrating the absolute night of their lives. So what an unbelievable journey we've witnessed today. From the absolute jaws of relegation to the peak of the Europa League. A 30-year curse shattered. A manager totally redeemed. But it does leave us with one massive electrifying question. With Villa qualifying for European club soccer's top competition again next term, just how far can this redeemed manager and this fearless club actually go? Will Emery's Aston Villa conquer the Champions League next? I don't know about you, but I certainly wouldn't bet against them. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.